Dr. Valter Longo is the director of the Longevity Institute at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. He studies basic and clinical research on nutrition, aging, and diseases with a focus on cancer and also autoimmunity, Alzheimer's disease, and even cardiometabolic diseases. Dr. Longo received the 2010 Nathan Schock Lecture Award from the National Institute on Aging, the 2013 Vincent Cristofalo Rising Star Award in Aging Research from the American Federation for Aging Research, and the 2016 Glenn Award for Research in the Biological Mechanisms of Aging. In 2018, Time magazine named him one of the 50 most influential people in healthcare, and in 2021, Science magazine called him a pioneer in nutrition and cancer. He is the author of a book we've talked about on the program before, The Longevity Diet. And as mentioned, we are going to be discussing today his new book, which is called Fasting Cancer. Let's get right to our interview. Well, Dr. Longo, it's really great to have you back here on the program.
Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm very taken by the book, Fasting Cancer. Who knew? What an idea. So why don't we just start off for our audience and explain what cancer is?
Yes, so cancer has a lot of characteristics, but usually some of the most important ones are mutations, or at least what's called epigenetic changes. So the modification of DNA, they make them different from other cells, and they're usually better able to stay alive under tough conditions. Let's say something called apoptosis. They're good at blocking apoptosis. And they, among these mutations, they often have tumor suppressor mutations. So they get rid of blockers, of guards, let's say, that have the job of stopping them from becoming cancer cells. And these tumor suppressors is one of the guards. And lots of other features. For example, the ability often to escape the immune system and to fool the immune system into making sure that they're recognized as self and not as something foreign. I mean, they are self, but they're modified, and the immune system likes to kill them. But they have ways to, through this PD1, PD-L1 communication system, they have ways to tell the immune system, the T cells particularly, don't attack me because I'm one of yours.
Well, one of the metrics that has been described that relates to aging cells and ultimately cells dying is the length of their telomeres. And you describe in the book that cancer sort of takes advantage of telomeres in a way that allows it to survive.
Yes. So one of the features of cancer cells is to have long enough telomeres so that they can escape what's called replicative senescence. And one of the jobs, everybody believes that of replicative senescence, this aging clock within the body's cells, one of the jobs is to make sure that the cell doesn't become a cancer cell. So the cancer cell activates something called telomerase, and this telomerase has the job of keeping violating the rules of, maybe I'm old, I should get out of the way. Yes, maybe I'm old, but I keep going, and now I become an opportunity to become a cancer cell. Cancer cell.
So when we think of treating cancer these days, you made an interesting point. You said that actually, in terms of being able to kill cancer cells, that many of the techniques like chemotherapy could kill 99.9% of the cancer cells. But I think the point you were making was that isn't good enough. That when we leave just 0.1% of cancer cells are able to survive and modify themselves, change themselves to fit the new environment, that becomes a problem for us.
Yes, and you have both. I think you have an evolution of the cancer on one side, but within the cancer, you already have some cells that are already predisposed to resist a particular therapy. And it doesn't matter what it is. It can be immunotherapy, can be hormone therapy, can be chemotherapy, radiation. Yeah, so they either way, either they're predisposed or they become resistant. Either way, now you have a cancer that is very difficult to fight, especially if you only have one type of therapy or a few type of therapies, because now you're in trouble, right? You don't have anything to fight it with anymore. So we always say it's better to attack it from multiple sides early, because once they're resistant to one thing, then they can become resistant to the second thing and even the third thing. So the third therapy. So if you would do monotherapy one at a time, that makes it easier for them to escape.